my phone flashlight ready, holding my breath with every single step. I pushed the door open and aimed my flashlight at the bed, then my entire brain shut down. Lindsay was kneeling on my mattress with her face pressed into the corner and a chunk of foam hanging from her mouth. She looked up at me calmly and swallowed. I was hoping to finish it before you noticed. Lindsay, what the hell? She wiped foam crumbs from her lips and tilted her head at me. Well, obviously I couldn't eat my own mattress because I need to sleep on it. Do you know how hungry I've been waiting for you to fall asleep every night? I stood in the doorway staring at her. You could have just asked, I said, immediately realizing how insane that sounded. She'd been the one to bring up mice that first morning, and it turned out she was right. We were infested. It just paid half my rent. I was at the cinema in an empty theater when a middle-aged man walked in and slowly scanned the aisles. His eyes landed on me, and he walked up and sat directly in the seat next to mine. I tensed up because there were 100 empty seats, and he chose this one. I tried to keep my eyes on the movie, but he kept glancing at me like I was prey. He slowly turned his head and smiled at me. I think you're really pretty. Do you want to go get ice cream after the movie? I think it would taste delicious. I felt a chill run down my spine as I replied, no thank you, and turned back to the movie. His smile never dropped, and he stared at my face for a few more seconds before turning back to the screen. He kept humming quietly and scratching his beard, and I was so uncomfortable I moved to a seat 5 rows back. Being near him wasn't safe. I settled into my chair. A minute passed, and he didn't move, and I started to calm down. But then he slowly stood up. My heart jumped again as he stretched his arms above his head and slowly turned around. We locked eyes, and he walked towards me. His footsteps echoed through the empty theater as he got closer and closer to me. He stopped dead when he reached me and sunk into the chair next to mine. My legs were shaking, and he leaned over with a smile and whispered, you could have been nicer about saying no. If you don't like ice cream, we could get donuts instead. My entire gut was screaming at me, and instead of answering, I grabbed my bag with shaking hands and moved to the seat near the exit. This time, he didn't even wait. He immediately got up and followed me. I won't hurt you, ma'am. I just want to get some ice cream. Why are you treating me like a creep? I got up and bolted out the exit doors, fearing for my life. But the man pushed through the doors with a creepy grin, walking my way casually so he wouldn't look suspicious. I ran into the parking lot and frantically searched for a taxi. The man stepped outside and sped up in my direction, but I jumped into a cab before he reached me. My hands were shaking, and as we pulled away, he waved at me from the curb with a smile that made me certain I was inches from something bad. The worst part was no matter how creepy he was, I couldn't report him. As cops said, he technically didn't even touch me. The woman slammed the mascara tube on my counter so hard the testers jumped. I want my money back, right now. I snapped on a fresh pair of black gloves and picked up the tube. The wand was wet. The receipt next to it was dated 42 days ago, and she was already breathing through her nose like a bull. I'm sorry, ma'am. Store policy is 30 days, and used products only come back within 14. I can't process this one. Used? I tried it once. I can offer you a replacement once my manager gets here. She leaned over the counter. Get her, now. I pressed the call button, and my mouth went dry. The last girl at this counter got fired for arguing with a customer, and I was 3 weeks in. A line was building behind her. 2 women with baskets, a dad holding a gift card, a girl maybe 14 with her phone already up, red dot on. The woman pointed a finger an inch from my face. You think you're better than me? You're 19 working a register. You're nothing. You're a child playing dress up in those stupid black gloves. I kept my hands flat on the counter so she couldn't see them shaking. Ma'am, I'm following the policy. I don't want a replacement. I want my $14. Her voice cracked on the word 14. She slapped the mascara tube and it skidded toward me. Do you know who I am? I will have your job by Monday. The girl raised her phone higher. Denise walked up, calm, name tag straight, hands clasped. Hi, I'm Denise. What's going on? The woman launched in. The mascara, the wand, how I'd been rude, how I'd rolled my eyes, how I needed to be retrained or removed. Denise listened to all of it without moving. Then she picked up the mascara, checked the receipt, and set the tube back down in front of me, not the customer. She quoted you the policy correctly. We can't take this back. And if you speak to my associate like that again, I'll ask you to leave the store. The woman's mouth opened and nothing came out. She snatched her receipt and walked out, leaving the mascara on my counter. Denise turned to me. Take your 15. I peeled off the stupid black gloves and set them on the counter next to the tube she'd left behind. And the girl with the phone grinned at me on my way past. That was awesome. I'm posting this. The $14 never left my register. My dad saw the last free parking spot, but as he turned towards it, a car opposite him did the same. They jerked to a stop, their bumpers inches away from each other, and my dad leaned out the window shaking his fist. Back off. I saw this spot first, but the man in the other car did the same. I don't care who saw it. You back off. My dad pulled his keys from the ignition, turning the car off. Well, I'm not moving. I can wait here all day. I tugged his sleeve, but he turned to me and said, nobody undercuts your dad in front of you. You need to see your father be a man. The other man turned his car off too, then pulled out a sandwich and began eating it, staring at my dad. My dad pulled a pack of old French fries from under the seat and began eating them while staring at the man. An hour passed. The 2, and we were still waiting. I pointed at an empty space. Dad, there's one right there. Please just park there. But he shook his head. I'm not backing down. This is now a matter of pride. In the other car, I saw a little boy pointing at that same space, but his dad also shook his head. Finally, a mall security guard walked over and asked both dad why they were sitting in a dead car in the middle of the lot. My dad pointed at the
Am I the only one who's turning old TVs into snail tanks?
I found this old TV on Facebook Marketplace, and I thought it would make a great new home for the snails in our studio. So I took out all the electronics, and I added this tank that I made out of acrylic, and I put in a filter that I also found on Facebook Marketplace.
I think they like it.
So what are your big three emojis?
I think the sparkles, the baby eyes, and the castle.
What does the castle mean?
We cannot spell the word medieval, so we use the castle instead.
Honestly, who can?
Not us.
Not me.
Yeah.
Other car. I'm waiting for him to move so I can have this parking space. Spit flew from his mouth as the other dad yelled as well. The guard nodded at them both. This is a disabled space. Neither of you can park here anyway. He pointed at the disabled sign. Both dads went silent. I looked at the boy in the other car, and we both shook our heads. Every Saturday after soccer practice, my dad would drive me home, but then suddenly, his car would break down. It came to a dead stop at his favorite ice cream store every single time, and he'd always groan and say, "Such a shame, now we have to get ice cream." We'd walk in and get 2 scoops each, and the car would magically restart immediately after the ice cream. I looked forward to it every Saturday and couldn't believe how lucky I was that Dad's car always magically broke down at the ice cream store. It took me years to figure out the car never actually broke down and that he just wanted to get ice cream with me. We laughed about it a lot, and it was our favorite memory together. But then Dad developed dementia. Within a year, he couldn't even remember the ice cream store or the car breaking down. So one day, I decided to remind him. While driving him home from the hospital, I took the route by the ice cream store and started slowly taking my foot off the gas pedal when we were close to it. The car rolled to a slow stop right in front of the ice cream shop, and I groaned. The car broke down. Such a shame. Now we have to get ice cream. Dad looked outside towards the shop, delirious and confused. Our car broke down? I smiled. Yes, and brought him inside. I got us 2 scoops each, just like he used to. He tasted the ice cream, and his face lit up like I hadn't seen in years. I remember this flavor, he smiled. Our car magically restarted afterwards, and now every time I drive him to his appointments, my car breaks down at the ice cream store. Because of his dementia, the same way I used to believe his car magically broke down, he now believes mine does too. I was walking out of Target with my new Stanley when I heard my sister scream, "Give me that cup right now." She was sprinting toward me in pajamas and 1 slipper, and my mom was speed walking behind her in a bathrobe. My sister reached for the cup, so I pulled it behind my back. "No, I waited in line since 5 a.m. for this. You already have 20 of them, and I have 0, so I deserve this one." My mom caught up, breathing hard. "Honey, can you just let your sister have this one?" I held the cup against my chest. "No, I waited in a line of 40 people for this." My sister got both hands on it and yanked. I pulled back, and we started playing tug of war. My mom jumped in, trying to pry my fingers off, and then shoved me backwards. "Just give it to her." Mom yanked the cup toward her, so I yanked back, and the second she let go, it flew straight to my nose. I heard a crunch, and my hands flew up to my face, while the cup clattered to the ground. My sister dove for it while red poured down my face. My sister picked up the Stanley and immediately started crying because there was a dent. My mom snapped at me. "Now look what you did. You ruined it because you refused to share." "I bought it," I said, but she ignored me. Instead, she wrapped her arm around my sister and comforted her as they walked to the car. I watched them drive off with my Stanley, while I was still bleeding in the parking lot, feeling worthless. My daughter was playing at the park when a stranger grabbed her arm and yanked her off the slide. I sprinted over. "What are you doing? Let go of my daughter." The woman looked me up and down. "Let me guess, you're a teen mom?" I didn't know where she was going with that, but then she continued. "That's right, I can tell straight away, because it's clear your child needs help. Her skin is gray, her eyes are sunken in, and I can see her skin is extremely dry. You're a child raising a child. I'm taking her to get the help she needs. I was young when I had her, but I wasn't a teen mom anymore. I can take care of my daughter perfectly fine. Let her go." She pulled out her phone to dial 911. I pulled my daughter away